Let's make apricot jam. This apricot freezer jam is so easy to make. No pectin needed, no sterilizing jars. This is a freezer jam, meaning that it's not shelf stable. You can store it in the fridge for a few weeks, or you can store it in the freezer for up to a year. It's also relatively low sugar, so it's not going to be like as glossy, shiny as a store-bought jam. If that is the consistency you're looking for, you're going to want to add at least another half cup to another full cup of sugar. This jam is absolutely delicious on toast, stirred into your oatmeal or your yogurt, and it makes the best PB&Js ever. If you like this recipe, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, y'all, let's make some jam. The first thing you'll want to do is pit your apricots. You don't have to use a knife to do this. That seam that goes around an apricot is a perfect place to just pull it in half with your fingers, and then you can just pull the pit right out. Transfer all those apricot halves to your food processor, along with sugar, lemon juice, and a little bit of salt. You don't have to use the salt if you don't want to, but that little teeny pinch of salt just really brings out all of the flowery flavors in the apricot. Now process until you have a mixture that's kind of a compote-like consistency. You don't want it completely smooth. Leave some lumps in there so that you'll have a nice chunky preserves texture. Transfer that mixture to a frying pan on high heat and then bring it to a boil. While you're doing this, you can also use your spoon to break up any pieces of apricot that are really big. As you can see, I've got some halves still in there, and I'm just gonna break those up a little bit into more bite-sized pieces. Once you hit that boil, reduce the heat to medium and then simmer for about 20 minutes, stirring occasionally, until you reach a nice jammy consistency. Exactly how long this will take is going to depend on the water content of your apricots, on your stove, on your pan. So many factors come into play. So 20 minutes is a ballpark. If you have to keep cooking to get to that consistency, keep on cooking. When that jam looks nice and shiny, remove it from the heat and then let it cool in the pan for 10 minutes. This cooling step is important because the jam is actually still cooking while it's cooling in the pan. When the cooling time is up, transfer the jam to your jars. As you can see, I'm using a regular mouth mason jar, and it is making a huge mess. If you have a wide mouth jar, things will go much better, but all of my wide mouth jars are in use right now, so we're using what we have. This recipe makes about a pint of jam plus a half a cup, so you'll want one extra little jar just for that extra half cup of jam. Even if you didn't make a huge mess like I did, you probably got some sticky jam onto your jars, so use a damp cloth to wipe that off, then loosely cover the jars with your lids. Once the jars are cool enough to handle, that's when you'll tighten the lids completely, and then you're ready to store. You can use this jam while it's still warm, although it's going to be a little bit thinner. It'll thicken up as it cools. You can use this sweet, tangy apricot jam anywhere that you do store-bought jam. It is absolutely delicious. I am completely obsessed with it and cannot stop making it. I hope that this video answered all of your questions about how to make this super easy apricot freezer jam. If you have any questions I didn't address, feel free to drop a comment. I'm always happy to help. And don't forget to rate and subscribe. Happy cooking!